What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about two methods that I could use and be very profitable on. I use these methods ever since I started trading. First method is going to be our alligator method. The second one is going to be our Sharkfin method. So if you want to set up this alligator method, you're going to want to tap this F up here. Want to go to main window and indicators. Scroll down until you see alligator. Leave the settings as it is. Don't change nothing, right? So I made my lines a little thicker so I can see what's going on. But what this alligator does is this is showing us our trends. It identifies our trends for us, right? So one thing about this alligator method is down here we can see that this green gator and this red gator crossed and they're going up. So now we can only assume that price is going up as well. So when this green gator crosses a red, price is going up. And another thing is if our gators are crossing our blue as well, we know that we're going to be in a strong trend. And to identify and know that it's a strong trend, we could also look at how far apart these lines are from each other. So on this case right here, you can see that these lines are all very far apart. And we went down for a while. It's a lot of pips, right? So now we got the end of our downtrend, and now we're going to be going up. So green gator crosses, and this method is very, very straightforward. So our green gator crosses the red, price goes up, and then it crosses our blue as well, price goes up. So another thing with this method is, since we're talking about uptrends, when you see these candles all start going above these gators, see how price and everything is above the gators, all three lines. When price is above, we know that we're in an uptrend. That's it. We're in an uptrend, right? So I'm going to give y'all an example on a downtrend. Go up here with it. I'm going to take my line with me just because I'm going to use it again. Struggling with this line. That's all right. So with our downtrend, same thing as uptrend, but just literally the opposite, right? So we can see our green gator crosses the red up here. And what does price do? We drop. If green gator crosses our red going down, we know that price is going to start going down. And another thing, these green gators and this red gator, it also crosses our blue. So that's um, another strong confluence that tells us that we're gonna be going down, right? So, and same thing as uptrend, we can see that these candles are all below our gators. They're below all three lines. So we know that price is gonna be going down, right? And this is not a good example for this. I'm gonna show y'all over here because it's a little bit better. And again, with this uptrend, same thing. These lines are very far apart. So we know that if this is going down and this far apart, we know that we're going to be in a downtrend for a while, right? So same thing with the uptrend. We're gonna, everything's crossing. Candles are above all three lines. Our lines are far apart. We know that we're going to start going up, right? So this method is pretty straightforward, right? And what we're going to talk about now is our Sharkfin method. Our Sharkfin method is a little bit more complicated and more not straightforward than our alligator method, but it's not hard to understand, right? So on All right, MT4, I'm gonna move this up for y'all. Right, I'm gonna move this up for y'all, and I'm gonna lock it in. Right, so down here, we're gonna see a bunch of these lines. I'm gonna clarify everything up for y'all. Right, so we see a bunch of these lines, whatever. If you want to set up this Sharkfin method, you're gonna tap this F. You're gonna go to indicate. Well, you're gonna go to your main window and put in relative strength index. And when you do that, it's gonna create a window indicator one window. So when you do that, you're gonna tap window one and add Bollinger Bands. We're gonna add Bollinger Bands at the top. You're gonna see Bollinger Bands. So what you're gonna want to do is put the settings in as I have them for the relative strength index. We can make our color whatever you want as long as you can see it. Make the settings exactly as is, right? And then we're gonna go to our Bollinger Bands also in our indicator window one, and you're gonna put these settings in as is. Color doesn't matter. You could put it as you know, as long as you can see it, right? You're gonna put these settings in as you see them on my screen. So now that y'all have the Sharkfin method set up, your screen should look like mine. And my mentor actually told me the RSI is just a custom TDI. So it's the same thing on TradingView if you're using a TDI. So the same thing is just a custom one for our MetaTrader4. So what this Sharkfin method does is, dude created it actually originally for stocks. He probably made over millions using this method. It was originally for stocks, all right? But what this what he did was he created this method for knowing when there is too many buys and too many sells, right? So we have, I'm gonna just mark this up for y'all real quick. All right, I apologize. All right, so with this Sharkfin method, he created this for too many overbought and oversold. Too many buys, too many sells, right? So if you're looking at these three lines on the top, right? This line at the top and the line at the bottom is kind of like our water. It's a Sharkfin method. So these lines right here is going to be our water. These outer lines, right? So our shark fins are going to be these shark fins that kind of look like shark fins, right? And like I said, the top line and the bottom line is going to be our water. You could think of it as our water. So what this is telling me right here, I'm going to look at the bottom first. What this is telling me right here is that this is oversold. Way too many sells, right? So when there's way too many shells and this creates a shark fin at the bottom, we can only assume price is going to go up, right? And that's exactly what it did. It went up, came down, went up, came back down. And look what happened again. It created another shark fin down at the bottom, too many sells. And what happened to price? It shot up, right? It went all the way up, right? So same thing with our tops, right? We have our top layer, our top water, and we can see that these are creating shark fins, right? So what this means over here is there's too many buys. This is way too bought, these shark fins. And these shark fins don't always have to come out of the water, out of these outer lines. You know what I'm saying? as you can see right here, the little shark fin right there, right? It didn't really, come out of the water, even right there. It kind of broke a little bit. It didn't really come out of the water, but look what happened to price. Created these shark fins up top, and look what happened. It dropped down crazy. And then we get a shark fin at the bottom, right after price just dropped. And what happened? Price shot up. And then look what happened. Created another shark fin, and what happened? It went down, right? So basically, this shark fin method is telling us when price is overbought and when price is oversold. This indicator is for momentum on our buys and our sells, right? So another thing about this shark fin method is that it helps us with our entries, because if we want to buy low and sell high, we're going to know that these are lows. We're going to know that we're going to wait for these shark fins. It could help us with our entries. We're going to wait for these shark fins if that's what you're comfortable on. You want to wait for these shark fins down here so you could possibly get that buy, and look what happened. Boom. Like I said, price shot up because these little shark fins at the bottom. So you could wait for price to create these shark fins, you know, at the bottom of the top, and to buy down here because price is gonna go up. And same thing over here, to sell up here because price is gonna drop down, right? So it does help with our entries a lot. And like I said, I've been using these methods to trade ever since I started trading about 2 weeks ago. So another thing about this shark fin method that I also learned is that, and keep in mind that, like I said, these shark fins do not always have to come out of the water. So you might miss this sell because, well, let's get a better example right here. Perfect. Right there. Perfect. Right here. Look at this. Shark fin. Ain't break the water, but it's a shark fin. And that's overbought. And look what happened to price. It shot down. That's a lot of pips, right? So it doesn't always have to come out of the water like this. Like right here. It don't always have to come out of the water like this. So keep that in mind, right? But it will help you with your entries. No doubt about it. So a few things I actually learned about this shark fin is that, let's get an example, is that the smaller that these lines are, we go to one hour. But you can see right here, you see how these lines are very wide, right? And price is just spiking up. They're very wide. It's a very wide river. We could say that. This water is very wide, right? So with that being said, we know that it doesn't always have to come up if it's very wide, but it could also shoot down. But what I'm trying to say is that if these outer lines and these Bollinger Bands are very big and spread apart, we know that price is going to do a lot of things. Price is going to do a lot. Price is going to, in this case, price is going to go up to come down and go up and come down. And there's a lot of action, right? So, and when we get these smaller little rivers, right? Price doesn't really do too much. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't move that much. It's not a big trend. You know what I'm saying? Because right here, look, if we zoom in and we look at our top as well, price is right here, and when this is so small, what happened? It's kind of consolidating. It's bouncing off of It's bouncing off of the middle line. It's kind of consolidating. It's not really doing nothing. Now, if you would have seen, if you would have caught this on live, you could have profited from that. So look at this. Price is kind of consolidated down here because of these lines are so small. Price is not really doing anything. Is not going to, because these lines are very small. But as soon as this got wider, you could have caught this shark fin at the middle line and caught a few pips. It kind of looks like a big downtrend, and it is. It is. Even if it's so, there's 50 pips. There's a lot of pips depending on your lot size. 20 pips. There's a lot of power in 20 pips, right? So I know we all know that. So another thing is, when these, like I said, when these lines are wide, we can assume that there's gonna be a lot of action. There's gonna be either a big uptrend or a big downtrend because the river is so big, right? So with that being said, another thing that I literally just learned is that this 50 line, this 50 line, this dotted 50 line, I hope y'all can see that on my screen, but this dotted 50 line that's in the middle, right? If this line is below and breaks, we can only assume that price is going to go down. And it did right here. It did exactly that right there. It crossed that middle line, and what happened? It created a big downtrend and a big shark fin at the bottom because it crossed that 50 and it was under that 50. So we assume that since price was below this 50, that I was going to come down and downtrend. And same thing with an uptrend right here. Price breaks this 50, this middle line, and what happens? It starts going up, right? It went up, crosses, went down, crosses again, and shot up. And same thing. It keeps doing it. It'll keep doing it. Price comes down. And what happened? Downtrend, right? Price comes up, consolidates, make a little W, shoots up, shoots back down. You see, these are all shark fins. These are all shark fins. Shark fin, shark fin, shark fin, shark fin. These are all shark fins, right? So shark fins don't always got to break the water. And another thing that I did learn, because the last three things that, oh, the last two things that I just told you, I just learned about this shark fin. I'm learning stuff every day. I learn stuff new every day. So that being said, is that we could see that right here, these lines, these shark fin line, and let me I'm gonna do this one. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna make these lines a different color so it'll be a little bit easier to see what I'm talking about. So this top white line, right, and the middle line, the top white line and the middle line, right? We knew that price was kind of coming up from this shark fin down here. Price made a shark fin down there, right? And we shot up. We crossed this 50 and it kept going up, right? But one thing that I learned, very new that I learned, I just learned this. When these lines, especially these two lines right here, when we know that this is kind of coming up, these lines, what did these two lines right here, what did they do? they kind of went up with the trend, right? So we could say that since these lines are going up with our trend, we know that this is gonna be a big uptrend, right? Especially because this river is huge. This space is huge. We know there's gonna be a lot of action in this area. We know that there's gonna be a lot. And we know that there's gonna be an uptrend too. Well, these lines are telling me that they're going up. Look, going up, went up, and everything went up. Created a big shark fin, went down, kept going up, kept going up, and kept going up. And now it's bouncing off of the middle line, and we're still going up. But look, now we're getting smaller. Now our river is getting smaller. So we can only assume that price might start, you know, price might start not really jumping around that much because it's a small river, right? And look right here. This is a perfect example. What I was just trying to tell you. What's happening? What is happening, y'all? Look at this middle line. It's going up. Look at this top line. It's going up. And I'm only saying that, and I'm not looking at this line. And this line is kind of going up too, but sometimes this bottom line will go down and create a big river. And that only means price is going to, keep acting real crazy. It's going to keep going all over the place. But we know that this is an uptrend now. Because look, crosses our middle line. What happens? Made a shark fin, but it made a shark fin down here too. Keeps going up. Now it's getting squiggly, and we're going up, right? So these two lines are telling me that we're going up. Then this shark fin at the bottom is telling me that price is gonna go up because there's way too many sells, and then we cross our middle line. And then when that happens, look, we keep going up, right? So this shark fin, it's not that complex like I made it seem, but it's also not. It's something that you would want to watch and practice with, because I know I had the Sharkfin method set up, but I didn't automatically use it and just knew what I was doing just because I knew the information on it. I had to practice because these markets there's really no telling what the market is going to do at the end of the day. And that's where your confluences come in and your technical analysis. But that's another video. So what this Sharkfin method is another trend and trend momentum, pretty much. It's just trend momentum. It's showing us our prices, like what price is doing. Price momentum, really. Too many buys, too many sells, too many buys, too many sells. Right? So I hope y'all got some knowledge from this video, and I hope this will see some profit. I hope y'all see some profit on this, catch some pips. Um, and I would love to get some feedback from y'all and let me know what other videos or other strategies or what topics that y'all would like me to talk about, because I'm here. I'm here. All right. I'll give you exactly what I learned. I'm not selfish with my knowledge. Right. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all learned something, and I hope y'all can use these and be very profitable. So let's get it. Let's go. Rich off pips.